In today's movie review, we're talking about Joker. Not that Joker. Hey guys, this is Joshua Perez with Juice Talkies. I gotta roll the R because it's Spanish. It's a rule. You have to do it. Do it right now. Practice it. Perez. See, look, you just got a free Spanish lesson and you didn't have to watch Dora the Explorer today. You're watching Joshua the Explorer. You're welcome. So just a little bit about myself. I'm a film graduate, full-time graphic designer, and just here to talk about movies. I love movies, but yeah, Joker. I saw it last night, and yeah, let's get into it. The Joker is basically, it's about the Joker. It's basically the Joker's origin story, which we haven't quite got a movie that dives as deep into his origins or his background. So this is probably one of my most anticipated movies of the year. One, because of Joaquin Phoenix, he's a phenomenal actor. But even with that, like in the beginning, I was a little bit kind of like skeptical because Heath Ledger's Joker, like that dude set the bar pretty high, like really up there. And here comes Joaquin Phoenix, and after Suicide Squad, I'm thinking, you can't help but be cautious, a little skeptical, but my God, did he knocked it out of the park with this role. It's that good, and most of it is because he brings his own twist, his own spin to what the Joker is. Joaquin makes it his Joker. Another thing I loved about this Joker was that it was so believable. It was like in your face. Like this is something that could actually happen in the real world with a real person. And that's another thing too that some people may not anticipate going into the movie, that expect a kind of somewhat of a slow burn type of film. This is definitely not a big, huge action blockbuster movie. So, don't expect like the Justice League, Avengers type of action in this movie. It's a character movie. It's a character piece focusing on the mental state of Joker and what he's going through, what he's thinking psychologically. It's a psychological character movie, and I think that's what I like about it the most, is that it's not trying to be a copy and paste of like everything that Marvel is doing right now. Like DC movies have been a big hit and miss. And for me personally, I feel like they're just trying to like copy and paste what Marvel's doing right now instead of just focusing on what DC is about. And they're just kind of like rushing, putting out the movies, dishing them out, and not just taking their time to actually plan it. I feel like DC needs to focus more on movies like this for the DC universe. Like this movie is definitely gonna set itself apart from anything else we've ever seen. Let's talk about that Joker laugh though. There's a lot of scenes where when you're watching them, you're gonna feel uncomfortable. Some of that has to do with his laugh. Hands down, probably the creepiest Joker laugh I've ever heard. When you watch the movie, you'll understand a little bit more. Like every scene where he was laughing, it was unsettling. And during the film, like he's a clown professionally for entertainment. But he's wanted to take it a notch up. Like he's wanted to do stand-up comedy. He has dreams of actually appearing on this late night talk show with Robert De Niro's character. So that's kind of like his dream, to be looked up upon, like to be the one that's gonna inspire like a lot of people, just in the wrong way. But that's kind of what's tragic about his character, is that he wants to be somebody, he wants to be heard, he wants to be looked up to, but instead, like throughout the film, he's being beaten up, he's being talked down on. It sucks. Like a lot of us can relate to that. This is definitely like bam, it like hits you, like it's intense. It's like what the. There was a couple times I was sitting in the movie theater and I was like, did this really just happen? And he's living with his mom, like he's taking care of his mom. It's really weird. Like he's helping her take baths and sees her naked. Like that's really weird. Another thing I just quite can't understand is that why everyone is trying to tie video games to violence. It's the same thing with this movie too. It's one of the reasons why it's so controversial. A lot of people are saying that this movie is going to motivate violence. It's going to motivate mass shootings and this and that. And I think it's ridiculous. I think it's really ridiculous because people are going to just do it despite there being a movie that involves violence, involves mass shootings. It's gonna happen anyways. I mean, like, what's next? Video games, movies, cookies? Cookies are gonna motivate violence?
Hey, would you like a cookie?
You know what? No thanks. I had like 2 of you guys earlier this morning. Any more of that's gonna put me over my daily calorie limit. And besides, you know how that goes. Health goals! Health goals! Leave me alone!
But one cookie wouldn't hurt you.
What part of no do you not understand?
Oh, come on.
Okay, you know what?
Would you like a cookie?
Okay, I'm done. Alright, come here. Come here. Oh my god. What'd I just do? What'd I just do? Cookie? Cookie? Cookie! I don't feel that it motivates violence. I mean, I think that's what people are worried about. When you go into this movie, I mean, you're gonna see one man's tragic tale of he commits violent acts, but I don't think the movie rewards him in a way that, you know, people want. Like, people should know right from wrong, and I feel like you're just seeing one man's tragic tale and dealing with the consequences of the movie, because, you know, there are things that happens to him in the movie because of what he does that we wouldn't want done to ourselves. But you have to remember that the Joker is a sick and twisted character. One thing I find interesting about the movie from beginning to end is how it's able to make you sympathize with the Joker in a weird and in a comfortable way. Like, throughout the whole entire movie, you're gonna see him bullied, you're gonna see him beaten up and abused. You can't help feel for the guy because it's very similar. It's very relatable in that aspect, is that, you know, today we're dealing with people like that today, where, you know, we're dealing with school bullies and, you know, people getting picked on. It doesn't glorify. At the end of the day, we have to remember that this is the type of character that the Joker is. Like, if you're going into it thinking that Joker is gonna be some kind of superhero, or that he's gonna be praised as some kind of superhero, like, something's wrong with you. You obviously don't know your source material. Because we all knew before this movie came out who the Joker was, what he was about, the kind of things he was doing. So, you know, you have to think about that going into the film. But it does make you feel for him, you know, because that aspect of the film is kind of relatable. Like, you know, I'm sure you can think of a person, or, you know, maybe yourself, where you were picked on at school, you're bullied. So, you know, in a weird way, it makes you feel that. And even if you don't want to sympathize with him, there are aspects of the film where you go in and you're actually gonna think to yourself, like, wow, like, I understand what he's feeling. Yet, I feel so bad for feeling that. It's a weird push and pull kind of emotion that you're feeling through the movie. But at the end of the day, what he's doing with those emotions is not something that we can give a pass on. Like, how are you gonna, you know, see that as something as like a motivation, unless you're like sick and twisted? So, final review. And this is something I'm doing a little bit different than probably what you guys have seen. I'm not too keen on the whole number, letter, review, rating. So, my final review for Joker. So, before I actually give you my actual final review, like, I just kind of want to give you guys a summary on what my rating system is. It might be a little bit different than what you guys are accustomed to. I feel like the whole letter grade, number, rating, it's a little bit boring. So I'm gonna be basing my reviews and ratings off of whether it's garbage, scrambled, or groovy juice. So my rating system, if it's really good, groovy juice. If it's horrible, garbage juice. If it's an okay movie, scrambled juice. And that's it. Because I feel like when you come out of the movie theaters, like you're either A, gonna love it, B, you're gonna think it's okay, or C, it's gonna be crap. And I think it should just be that simple. So with that said, here's what Joker's drinking today. So that is my review of Joker. Like, definitely go out and see it. It's an amazing movie. Please do me a favor and hit that like button. Subscribe. All 3 million, 2 of you, please, two. And then hit that bell notification. That's gonna let you know like when my videos get posted. And if you didn't like the video, hey, that's okay too. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.